welcome back to another one of my technical analysis videos. I'm going to cover the charts and talk about the price action and what I expect to see moving forward.
I'm beginning with the 1 minute chart. I'm going to pull up my drawings from a few of my other charts and talk about what I see in terms of the price and the interaction with the patterns that I've drawn. Today we saw an open slightly above the close from yesterday. This $39.38 level was pretty important, as was the level above it, $40.52. I was expecting to see a run in the AM. I was saying that yesterday. I also said that if we can get above $40, that we could see a run up to about $42. And at about this level, $40.52, what was this high here exactly? What was this high? $40.34. The momentum was killed, right? We had some bullish divergence early in the morning, and then it just turned around at about that level, which isn't very surprising. Had the price moved above this level, then that $2 run would have been far more certain. But because the price turned around, the tone of the day changed. This was an interesting candle, and I even made that note on my daily Reddit post. That candle right there. I said, huh, that's weird. And what made me say that is we had this sweet upward trend. And just for whatever reason, it just fell apart all at once. And it wasn't like it was a super significant amount of volume either, you know? It's our opening was what at 268,000, and this candle was 213,000. I mean, really, it had more impact than the open did, and it was on less volume, which I don't like. I really don't like that. Nonetheless, this downtrend formed, and we fell through the $39.38 level and moved out of it, and eventually ended between the two. This is so wishy-washy. So wishy-washy. Now I'm going to pull up some of my other drawings on this same 1 minute chart to see what we can gather from that. So this is my 15-minute chart drawings, and all there is here is this green dashed line moving downward at a slope. This is the neckline of an inverted head and shoulders pattern in which this bump here is a shoulder. And I wasn't expecting this shoulder. Essentially, head and shoulder patterns are three peaks, right? Two shoulders on the other side of a head. Now, a complex head and shoulders pattern has two shoulders and maybe two heads. So I wasn't expecting to see another shoulder form, but given that there is a shoulder on the first side, it makes sense there's a shoulder on the second side. Honestly, I could have called this better. I could have said, hey, we're going to see a run, an attempted run, and a shoulder form. That ideally would have been the best forecast, but I was a little overly optimistic and was just hoping to plow through to make that $2 run. Nonetheless, the inverted head and shoulders pattern is still good, the target remains the same, and my forecast for Monday is the same as it was today. Any close between $38 and $40 is neutral, anything above 40 is bullish. I'm looking for a 42 price target first, and then I'm looking for some price targets in the 50s. Those can be achieved at any time. On the downside, if we have a close below 37, that could be really bad and send the price down for another floor test in the low 30s. Overall, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. And as I go through the charts, I'm going to show you why. I'm going to go up one more to the 4-hour drawings, and you'll see a pink line. And what is this pink line? This is the top level of a downward channel. I see a close above a downward channel. Moving into the daily chart time set. Oh, it looks like I was drawing over here. I don't want to do that. Clean it up. Clean it up. This blue line, this is the top level of a symmetrical triangle. Now, the symmetrical triangle is essentially a coil. The price is just moving in on one level. To see a pattern play out this long without a breakout is rare. This is already a rare occurrence to see the price respecting the pattern for this duration. So to have this continue beyond the pattern is even more rare. I guess you could say that any sizable move in the stock next week could increase levels of uncertainty a lot. A lot. And you know I have these price targets up in the 50s. I think it's really calm and volume was super low. It's just the perfect time for the market to get hit with something unexpected. Now that I've gone over the 1 minute chart, I'm going to show you these charts and their drawings in their respective time frames and time periods. I'm going to scooch up to the 15, turn this on, and we're going to take a look at this inverted head and shoulders. There it is. And I'm going to drop some ovals down, right? This is going to be the first head, the first shoulder, the second shoulder, third shoulder, fourth shoulder. There they are. And a head. Now, there can be two heads. I don't want to call these two heads, especially since this candle is an opening candle, but it can happen. It would be rare, and pretty much everything happening with AMC is, I don't know, on one hand, totally predictable, but on the other hand, completely random. So, it wouldn't surprise me if it's two heads. I'm not calling it that way, though. You can see my inverted shoulder target is still up here. I really expect to see that hit on Monday. I just do, but that's my bias. At this point, we can technically say that that is likely, especially since we closed above that neckline. What I was hoping for was just to see a clean break off the open, that momentum would be maintained. But we had two shoulders on one side, two shoulders on the other is perfectly fine. So the analysis and the price targets don't need any revision. Moving up into the next time period, which is 4 hours, and putting those charts there, you can see how my drawings change. And I see a big double bottom labeled in yellow, and you can see it's highlighted. For the price to come down after confirming is totally fine. There may be a handle, what I like to call the waffle zone. Bulkowski calls it waffling when the price makes those handles, so I like that language. I wanted to use it as well. This double bottom is looking really healthy, really healthy. The symmetrical triangle and this downward channel have the same level because they're drawn from the same 2 points, which are the two prior previous peaks. Here we go. This chart pattern, this downward channel, has the same downward channel as the symmetrical triangle, and that's why they look the same. And we're seeing these previous gap zones come into play again, but this time in our favor. Here we see the gap supporting the fall from the confirmation price. And once again, we are closing outside or above this downward channel. Okay, let's go up to the daily, and you can see today. That's not bad. This looks good to me. Higher high, much higher low. It's a small body, but look at the volume. The volume is what? 23,569,258. The last time we had that kind of volume, do you know how far back you have to go to find that little volume? All the way back to May 5th, at which we had 15,834. That's a long time.